The ongoing trial of Workers' Party chief Pritam Singh is about alleged lies. He faces 2 charges of lying to a parliamentary committee in 2021 about what he had intended to do after finding out that former WP MP Raeesah Khan had lied in Parliament. On October 15, Singh's lawyer sought to impeach Ms. Khan's credibility as a witness, arguing that she had produced one version of evidence in court and another in her statement to the police. What does impeachment mean, and how does it affect a case? We get to the point with Alexander Woon, Provost Chair at Singapore University of Social Sciences, School of Law. So, Alex, can you tell us what does it mean to impeach someone under Singapore's law?
Impeachment basically means that this witness is not to be trusted, right? It's a formal declaration that this witness shouldn't be trusted, and therefore limited weight should be placed on their testimony in court.
On October 15, the defense filed an application to impeach Ms. Khan's credibility as a witness. What is an impeachment application, and on what grounds can this be done?
So an impeachment application is the process by which you impeach someone. You can't just impeach someone automatically. There's a procedure to it. So you have to apply to the judge for the witness to be impeached. Now, there are a couple of bases for this, which are spelled out in our Evidence Act. But the most common one is that the witness has said something that's inconsistent with a prior statement that they themselves have made.
So what does it take for an impeachment bid to be successful?
Well, in the first place, there has to be some sort of, assuming, of course, that it's on the basis of an inconsistent statement, there has to be some sort of inconsistency with the prior statement. And the witness, of course, has to have made the prior statement, and the witness has to have had a chance to explain the inconsistencies. I should add here that these have to be material inconsistencies, meaning it's got to be significant, right? We expect that there's going to be small inconsistencies. No one's memory is perfect, right? So it could be small differences in phrasing or small differences in the way of expression. Could even be that the prior statement, the way it was recorded, was not quite accurate. So small inconsistencies are to be expected. But large inconsistencies, right? I wasn't there that day, or, I said that this person said something and now I'm changing it to say that it was another person who said something. Material inconsistencies, those are what the judge are looking for. Because if there's a material inconsistency that can't be credibly explained, then the judge is going to have a very tough time believing that the witness is telling the truth.
And at what point during the trial does the judge need to make a decision on this impeachment application? Is it at the end of the trial? Is it midway through the trial?
Well, the case law establishes that actually there's no particular point at which the judge needs to make a finding. It really depends on the case and on the judge. In some cases, because after you impeach, you're going to substitute the testimony of the witness. That is, you're going to say to the court, don't believe what they said in court, believe what they said in their previous statement. Then, of course, it may be convenient to make the finding earlier on. But again, there's no set time limit for when the finding needs to be made. The key test is at the end of the case, having looked at all the evidence, including the witness's testimony, is the charge proved beyond reasonable doubt.
And most importantly, what does a successful impeachment mean for a case?
So I said earlier that it means that the witness is not given credit. Credit means that you are to be believed, right? So generally speaking, witnesses are assumed to be credible unless they have had their credit impeached. So if they've had their credit impeached, the judge says, okay, I don't believe you. I don't believe that you're telling the truth. Now, this doesn't mean that the judge totally disregards the testimony. It just means that the judge is going to treat it with a lot more caution. They may depend a lot less on that evidence. Yeah, so it could very well be that this witness becomes not exactly unimportant, but figures less in the eventual decision. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that the eventual decision is going to go in favor of the party who successfully impeached the witness. Remember what I said earlier, you have to look at the totality of the evidence, every other piece of evidence together.